So this quadratic form q of x, which is given by this thing, this is called positive definite, denoted by this symbol, that is q of x is greater than 0, so called positive definite. If it is greater than 0 for all values of x, if it is greater than 0 for all x not equal to 0, then this function is called positive definite. For example, if we have this q of x equal to x1 square plus x2 square, what is q for x equal to 0? That is equal to 0, right? And for any other value of x, what is q of x? Is always positive. So such a quadratic function is called positive definite. What about, for example, this one? So if x is equal to 0, this is 0. But this is also equal to 0 for some x. This is also 0 for some x which are not equal to 0, but x1 equal to x2. x1 equal to x2 and x1 not equal to 0, it is still 0. So what about definiteness of this thing? This is not positive definite. This one is called positive semi-definite. If this q of x is greater than or equal to 0 for all x, this symbol is for all, for all x not equal to 0, then it is called positive semi-definite. For positive definite, this will be positive definite if it is greater than 0 for all x not equal to 0. For x equal to 0, it is of course 0. This is for x equal to 0, this is always equal to 0. No, this statement says that this greater than 0 or equal to 0. So it is either greater than 0, this expression is either greater than 0 or equal to 0. So here is both greater than 0 or equal to 0. What is a negative definite function? Negative definite quadratic function? If q of x is less than 0 for any x not equal to 0, then this will be called negative definite. Or alternately, if minus q of x is positive definite, then q of x will be negative definite. For example, this function q of x equal to minus x1 square minus x2 square, for example, divided by 2. What is this thing? It is negative definite. It is 0 for x equal to 0. For any other value of x, it is less than 0. So this function is called, quadratic function is called negative definite. And if you cannot determine the definiteness, that is whether a function, if a function is neither positive definite nor negative definite, it is called indefinite. So what about this function, for example, x1, what is this thing? So does it satisfy this condition? So it can even be less than 0 for any x, for some x. So does it satisfy this condition? No. So it does neither satisfy this one nor this one. So this is indefinite. Even it is not positive semi-definite. For positive semi-definite, it is either greater than 0 or equal to 0. So this can be even less than 0. This can be even less than 0. So it is indefinite. We cannot determine, it is not it is neither positive definite nor negative definite, it is indefinite. Yes, negative semi-definite is which is less than or equal to 0. If q of x is less than or equal to 0, then it is negative semi-definite. Clear? So, to determine the definiteness of this quadratic function, an easier approach is to determine the eigenvalues of this matrix A. You remember that this quadratic form can be written into this form: lambda 1 y1 square plus lambda 2 y2 square up to lambda n yn square. These two are equivalent by the transformation to principal axis, where lambda i's are the eigenvalues of matrix A. So you can see that if all the eigenvalues are positive, this will be positive definite, right? So a necessary and sufficient condition for definiteness of this positive definiteness of this quadratic form is that all the eigenvalues of this matrix are positive. If all the eigenvalues of this matrix are positive, then this quadratic form will be positive definite, and if this quadratic form is positive definite, then all eigenvalues will be positive. So it is both necessary and sufficient condition. For example, what about the definiteness of this quadratic form? What is definiteness of this quadratic function? We can see the eigenvalues of this matrix, 6 minus lambda. What are eigenvalues? Both are positive. So because this thing 169 minus 132, this thing will always be less than 13. This will be less than 13, square root of this. So 13 minus some number, that will always be positive. So both the eigenvalues are positive, and hence this quadratic form is positive definite. Here we can find the eigenvalues of matrix A. If all eigenvalues are positive, then this function will be called positive definite. This function will be positive definite. If all eigenvalues are negative, then this function is negative definite. And if eigenvalues lambda I are greater than or equal to 0, then what is situation? Positive semi-definite. Positive semi-definite. For example, this matrix, if some matrix has eigenvalues, one eigenvalue of this matrix is positive, other eigenvalue is 0. So this quadratic function will be positive semi-definite, and we call this corresponding matrix also, this matrix is also called accordingly. That is, if this function is positive definite, this matrix will also be called positive definite matrix. If this function is positive semi-definite, this matrix will be called positive semi-definite, and likewise, if this is negative definite, this matrix will be negative definite, right? So what is this matrix? This matrix is positive semi-definite. So for this case, so lambda 1 eigenvalue is 6, the second eigenvalue is 0. How? It is already in diagonal form. For diagonal matrix, the eigenvalues can be quite easily read. So one eigenvalues are either greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, this matrix is positive semi-definite, and the corresponding quadratic function will also be positive semi-definite. So if the eigenvalues are complex, then you look at the real part of the eigenvalues. So here, to be more precise, we give this statement, real value. So we are just omitting the complex matrices and complex eigenvalues. However, for the sake of completion, more correct statement is this one, real of all eigenvalues of this matrix if that is greater than 0, then that matrix will be called positive definite. That is, if eigenvalues are, for example, for a matrix, we have these eigenvalues 1 plus 1 iota. So you have to look at the real part of the eigenvalues of that matrix. So if real part of the eigenvalues of that matrix are all positive, then that matrix will be positive definite matrix. Here computation of eigenvalues sometimes becomes difficult, especially when you have larger matrices. So there is another criteria to determine the definiteness of matrices. That criteria is called Sylvester criteria. It is very simple. Again, please check the spellings of this Sylvester. So this states that for a matrix, this matrix will be positive definite if all principal determinants are positive. What are principal determinants? A determinant of this thing, determinant of this thing, and determinant of this thing is basically the same number, determinant of this matrix and determinant of this complete matrix. These are the principal determinants. If all principal determinants are positive, then that matrix will be positive definite. For example, here what is determinant of this matrix? This is not the absolute value, remember that, this is not absolute value, this is determinant, and which is equal to 6, right? And what is determinant of this thing? (39). So all principal determinants are positive, therefore this matrix is positive definite. So instead of computing the eigenvalues, you can determine the principal determinants. If all principal determinants are positive, then the matrix will be positive definite. To check the negative definiteness of that matrix, how you can proceed? If you want to check negative definiteness of a matrix, only check the definiteness of this matrix minus 1 multiplied by that matrix. If that matrix is positive definite, then actual matrix will be negative definite. That is easier. Otherwise, there is another Sylvester criteria to check the negative definiteness. So the question is, if for example we call the first principal determinant D1 and the second determinant D2, D3, for positive definiteness, all of them should be greater than 0. However, for negative definiteness, if you want to check it by this way, this should be the case. D1 should be less than 0, D2 should be greater than 0, and D3 less than 0, and so on. So either check the positive definiteness to determine the negative definiteness of a matrix, either check the positive definiteness of minus 1 multiplied by that matrix, or compute the principal determinant. First principal determinant should be negative, second principal determinant should be positive, third negative, then that matrix will be negative definite. So what is definiteness of this matrix we want to check? So first D1, what is that? That is minus 6. What is D2? 41. So first principal determinant is negative, second principal determinant is positive. So this matrix is negative definite. You can verify by computation of eigenvalues of this matrix. You will find that all eigenvalues will have negative real part.